All right, so we're going to plug in a keyboard and a trackpad that are known good because they came from somebody from China that puts little stickers on them, so I know they're good. So we're going to plug in this little keyboard and trackpad, boot into an operating system, and see if something as basic as my caps lock key works. And we're going to rule out the body of the machine because we have a known good part. And yes, for all of you out there who want to troll, I am using the folding chair. He gets the air-on one. It actually makes more sense because this floor is so fucked up that if you use a chair with wheels, that it kind of falls into this gap. But since this chair has no wheels and can't move, it doesn't fall into the gap. Whereas Jason's section of the floor is completely flat, which means that there's a benefit for an air-on chair on that particular section. So we're going to plug this thing in, and I'm going to see if I get a light on my keyboard connector in a minute. Let's go. All right. So let's go over to the microscope camera, see if that works. Let's go over to where my caps lock key is and go right over to where the light on the caps lock key would be over here. So in a minute, I would expect to see that light flash. So I'm going to wait for it to boot up, and once it's booted up, I should be able to hit the caps lock key. Okay, so with booting with an SSD, we should be high enough that this should light up. And as you can see, it doesn't light up, which means that it's not working. You have no caps lock key, so this is no good. So how is it that you would go about troubleshooting no keyboard, no trackpad, when you use a known good keyboard and a known good trackpad and they don't work? That's what we're going to be going through in today's video, and let's figure it out. So let's take a look at the schematic here and the things that we would expect. And let's also hope that this is set up so when I hit F3, it shows you my schematics and not another window. Okay. Let's see. Come on. You can do it. All right, display capture is going to capture that screen. All right, that's supposed to there we go, there we go. So we have our keyboard connector here, and at the keyboard connector, we're going to expect a couple of voltages. We want PP3V3S4, PP3V42G3 hot. Let's see if we get those voltages on the keyboard connector, which is J4813. So we're going to look over here for J4813, and that's going to be this, the keyboard connector, which you can see right over here. So I'm going to plug it in. And we're going to see if we get those two voltages on my multimeter, which I can't display on the screen because sadly that recently broke. So I'm going to measure, and you ain't going to see, but this is the honor system. So this is what we call the honor system. So we have at the end over here 3.3. 3, and let's see, what other pins here? So we have 30 as 3.3, and then we're supposed to get, where's PP3V42? That's on pin 4. And my EEV blog multimeter says low battery. Great. Just keep trolling away. And we get 3.4 volts on PP3V42, so that's pretty much what I expect. And this is where these problems begin to suck. So let's go back and forth and think about what it is the keyboard and the trackpad both have in common on the A1502 model, the 820-3476 board. So if we were to trace back a little bit on this model, you would see, let's just make a big screen over here for everybody. Keyboard connector, WS keyboard 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, blah-de, blah-de, blah. That all goes over to this thingy. And if we go over to our trackpad connector up here, IPD flex connector, we have these Z2 lines over here, and these Z2 lines all go over to the same chip. So what these things have in common, the keyboard connector and the trackpad connector, they both have in common this USB controller. What this USB controller is going to do is very simple. It's going to take the information from the trackpad and the keyboard, all this WS keyboard 9, 10, 11, blah, blah, blah. It's going to take information from the trackpad and the keyboard, and it's going to convert it into a basic USB signal. It's going to be one USB line for both the trackpad and the keyboard that the machine's CPU can then understand. The CPU does not understand all this random junk coming from the keyboard and trackpad, but it does understand a USB signal. So when we take the keyboard and the trackpad and we convert it over to a USB signal, then you get something that it understands. And over here we have our USB port assignments. You can see our external USB ports, Bluetooth, infrared. What infrared is for is beyond me. I believe that this goes back to when MacBooks actually... Remember when MacBooks used to come with that little piece of shit remote? That thing that you could use to like control iTunes or whatever? I mean, back in the old A1181 days. And for some reason, that stuff is still left on the board today. We have USB trackpad, and then we have the camera and the SD card reader on the side, which, hint, hint, we would really like back. By we, I mean, you know, all those creative users that miss being able to just plug in an SD card reader, an SD card from their camera onto the slot. So let's go to that area and check out what it looks like. All right. So if we were to go over to the area of U4801, we got to look up where that is, which is U4801. And that's right over here on the bottom of the board. So we're just going to flip that over and take a look. And it's a little burny, little burn looking over there. So these are nice joints if we were to look at other sections, you know, something like this. But when I look at the keyboard controller, it's got a little bit of a yellowishness to it. So we're going to take a couple, let's see. So what's this? What's this? Oh no, not feeling this area. So first thing to do is make sure that the IC itself is getting power, and this is where this is going to be a little tricky. So the reason this is going to be tricky is because I do believe we already measured that. So in the beginning, we measured and we noticed that on the keyboard connector, we had PP3V3S4, right? That was present. Now there's this resistor where PP3V3S4 is then going to go through to get to this chip. So let's see if that's present. So we have VDD over here, which is going to be the power, this is where one of the power pins for the chip, and we've got another one down over here. So let's see around U4801 if we are getting power over here. So I'm going to measure PP3V3S3 piece of crap. Yeah, I'm guessing that this is piece of crap. So PP3VS3 piece of crap, and we're going to see if that's my problem. And I'm pretty sure just based on the suffix of that power line that is going to be my problem. So let's just shrink this window, and what the fuck? Hello. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Oh, shit. My computer's on crack. My computer is confused. Come on. Yeah. It's doing something. It don't like whatever I just did. All right, let's see. What is my GPU fan? Let's see. GPU fan 44, GPU core 69. Fuck that, 100%. Next. All right. Who? Okay, so back. So this is supposed to be my display capture. Huh. Why am I seeing a microscope on here? Oh! Oh, I'm dumb. Oh, boy. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so we're back on. And that's my kitty behind there. Let's see. So let me close the programs that were on that other monitor because my computer just had a shit fit. Oh, yeah, my computer's tripping balls right now. Let's see. Okay. And open. Hello. That. What you doing, other monitor? Oh, we're capturing a. Aha. I see what you're doing, you piece of. I think I know what I have to do here. Yes. This. No. And. There we go. Okay. Computer is no longer on crack. And we continue. So, back to the drawing board. You piece of shit software. Okay. Now, no offense to Paul Daniels. I'm just pissed off at Windows. All right. So, PP3v3S3, piece of shit. PS of shit, of crap. Piece of crap. Where is that? So, let's open up my board view and go back to where I was before my computer decided to take a shit. So we were at R4804. Now, we did measure that already. Do keep in mind that I believe that I measured voltage over here. So we're just going to check for voltage on both sides of R4804 over here. Okay, so at each side of R4804, let's see, can you see the multimeter? Meh? We're back to this shit, aren't we? Can you see it? This is such a joke. I gotta remove that tech power from my blog of recommended shit. Because it lasted for a week. Fucking piece of crap. Alright, come on. There you go. There you go. Sit. Sit, little meter. Piece of shit. Alright. Eh? Okay, you'll just have to live with the light reflection. So, on each side of that resistor, ain't this look great? Doesn't this look great? Okay, we've got 3.3, 3.3. Okay, so now we move over to the to the rest of what's going on here, and now after this, I checked on the resistor itself, but I'm still kind of curious. I want to know if it's making its way to the chip. So let's check on pin 49 of U4801. So where's pin 49? Pin 49 is going to be this one over here. That fan is angry to be spinning on my table. That's an angry MacBook fan right there. You see why I hate fans? Do you see why I don't like fans? This. Yeah, let's put something under there so it stops doing that. All right, so now we're going to measure on that pin 49 down here. STFU fan. Okay, we've got the shitty meter camera. And we have 0.311 volts. 0.311 doesn't sound very much like 3.3 now, does it? So what does that mean? If we were to go back to the schematic over here, Ahem. All right, if we were to go back to the schematic over here, whose shortcuts I cannot change because of Sumatra, we have 3.3 volts over here. But then we don't have 3.3 volts over here. So we have it here, but not here. It's here, but not here. So how would we fix that problem? What happened is something like this. So this was erased. So if I were to... What am I in the middle of? Huh? What the... Huh. It's in the middle of something. Broken trace, run a wire, says Aaron. Yeah, where was I here? Okay, so. If we check on R4804, we have 3.3 and 3.3. And on the other side, we have 0.294. So we are going to run a wire. So let's find a wire here. I'm going to use my Remington magnet wire here with some enamel. Aha, this is where you begin. We should actually use a little thicker than this. Let's go to 40 gauge instead of 44. 40 gauge is too much, and 44 is too small. So we're going to run a wire between this section here and pin 1 of that resistor on the top. And pin 1 of that resistor is... Let's see. If I click... Yeah, pin 1 is going to be the top pin. So we're going to run a wire between there, and all should be fine. So let's turn on the fume extractor here. Just going to tin the ends of each. I want the insulation to be right up to the point of where I soldered it in, so that this way, if the wire is pulled on, it has some strain relief, which is why I'm being picky about my placement. So you'll notice here that the wire has its insulation right up to the point where I soldered it in, and not a tiny bit more. I don't want to see any exposed wire coming off from there. I want the entire connection to be to have a tiny bit of that enamel inside of my solder joint. And you may think that that's nuts, but it actually makes things last longer. I learned that a long time ago when it came to XLR cords or headphones. If you melted a little bit of the insulation or into the connection, it often lasted quite a bit longer than if you didn't. So I have the wire purposely a little loose. You'll see that I have a little bit of slack there because I wanted to just get a connection. And then I'm going to slowly pull the wire in so that there is some enamel going into the joint. Pull out. Should always, always, always make sure you pull out before you finish, or else bad things will happen. And then we should be good. So I'm going to plug in a keyboard now, and we'll see what happens. Why is there shatter on a Mobo? What do you mean shatter? Shatter is a verb, not a noun. So I don't understand. Like, why did this shatter? See, to me, that is a verb. Huh? Am I missing something?
I think you got bad chips.
Bullshit. Wait, stop fucking with my. Jason, if you switch my chips for yours, I will with your RMA pile, I will kill you. But yeah, because you fucking switch them with mine. You're switching my chips with yours. I know it. I got you on camera. Fuck. All right. Okay. All right. All right, so let's get the caps lock key in view. Let's lower the lighting a little bit. You should always lower the lighting right before you pull out. You know, because if the light is on too high, then I won't see this thing coming on, and I won't see if I won. Always remember to pull out. Just lower the light, get the mood going. All right, and we're going to wait for it to boot up, and then we're going to hit the caps lock key and see if we did anything. All right, are we booted? Probably not yet. Come on. You have an SSD, fucker. You have an SSD, you bastard. Or you tell me you're not working. Lame. No. Alright, back to the fucking drawing board. Okay, first thing to do we have 3.3 volts on the other side? And turning this around without unplugging the keyboard or trackpad is going to be tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, so the resistor does have 3.3 volts on each side. So I'm going to turn around this MacBook board on the desk with the keyboard and trackpad plugged in. Yoink. And now we're going to measure where my solder joint was. So I'm just going to pull my microscope out. So remember, if you say you're going to pull out, you probably should. It's just the right. Okay. Stay in place, fucker. And we have 1 volt down here. What? What? How the... Oh, never mind. Okay, now we have 3. Wait, so we have 3.3. I wasn't touching this right with the meter. And over here, we've got 3.3. So the chip is now getting its 3. So now we come to my follow-up question, which is what caused this trace within the board to die in the first place? What caused this to die on the board to begin with? And my guess would be this chip with its crusty-ass solder joint. So can you take a look and tell me what you think of the solder joints on the keyboard controller IC, the IC that's going to take the keyboard information and turn it into USB? Doesn't look very nice, now does it? So we are going to repeal and replace U4801 with a better one and hope that that solves our problem. I mean, technically it could just be a bad solder joint, but Hodor. But still. Next up. Alright, so hot air station on. Semen pouring initiated. Air filter, fume extractor. Commence. I got a laptop with a working battery, but the sensor reports 0 volts. Is it a dead resistor or something? Who knows? Only you have the power to measure the machine that is in front of you. I am thousands of miles away and have no idea. And the chip is off the board. Now the hard part is going to be finding one of these machines that still has that chip on the board. Because Jason and I have probably stolen them all already. But before we do that, we're just going to clean this board off a little bit. TCRS is here. Dude, I had no idea that... I thought you were 30. I got the letter that you sent today, by the way. Thank you. But yeah, for some reason, I pegged you at like 2 years older than I was. You should make online courses. You know, yeah, if only I had done an online course, maybe people would be able to learn. Like maybe 250 videos in sequential order dictating every single MacBook problem separated by playlist. Like if only I had playlists of edited videos talking about no backlight, one-wire circuit, no PP bus G3 hot, battery not charging, battery not recognized. Yeah, why didn't I never do an online course? Why? That makes so much sense. If only I had put in the work to create an online course. Like, I don't know, like separate playlists for no vCore, sensor issues, iPhone repairs, battery recognition and charging issues, PM Sleep S4L missing, PP Bus G3 hot missing, no green light on the charger, dim backlight. If only they were labeled with the model number of the board that needed to be repaired. If only they were all in one place so that they were easy to find. If only they were titled properly. Yep. If I did online courses, nobody would go for it. They don't even... Okay. So my iron and everything should be warm now. Sarcasm much, indeed. I get that question about 3 times a day for like the past 4 years. I don't know what to say. Alright, I gotta put the resistor back on that I knocked off a little bit there. Now the whole idea here is I want to get rid of the lead-free solder before I put the leaded down. It's ideal for a joint when you can if you don't combine leaded and lead-free. Sometimes you have to, like on iPhones. Sometimes it's just not practical because you're going to destroy all the pads, wicking them to perfection, so you don't want to do that. Jess says, or you could do an in-person class at iPad Rehab. I used to do in-person classes at iPad Rehab, but not anymore. We do in-person tutoring here, but my website is designed to keep people from signing up for it, so nobody signs up for it. Keeps it nice and scary. If they can't find the courses, they don't deserve them, says Aaron Doyle. I'm thinking, like, I should just start answering that question and sending people a PayPal invoice for $1,000, and then after they pay the invoice of $1,000, I link them to the video playlists. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I think that would be a totally, like, professional business model. Professional business model right there. Why don't you try to renegotiate the Twitch agreement? There are people who stream on both YouTube and Twitch and are still partnered. There are actual people you could talk to on Twitch, not like on YouTube where there's only robots. I emailed them and I asked about it, and they pretty much, they very, very politely, kindly, politely, nicely said no. And realistically speaking, I'm probably not bringing Twitch enough viewers for them to care. Like, the Twitch streams get something like, what, 100 viewers per? You know, that's not really a hard line negotiating position. And it's funny because I was looking at stats from things like, what was I looking at? I was looking at something like Amazon click-through and some other stuff, and like 99% of the activity actually kind of comes from YouTube. So there's not really much strong standing for me to make an argument there. Any plans for soldering another Pepe board? Maybe, maybe not. For those of you who don't know, there's somebody called Nitrocaster in my YouTube chat who has 10 times the brain I do, who makes these modification boards that allow you to use 1080p monitors, 1080p internal LCDs on old ThinkPads. Very proud to have him as a viewer. You can find his stuff if you Google it, because I forget the name of his website because I'm a terrible YouTube content creator. That first one was kind of charity. I don't plan on it because I don't see how people are going to be happy with a price for that of over $30. So, just because the machines that thing actually goes into are not worth much anymore. So, like I did the one to show people how to do it, and also just because that person was a regular. But yeah, I don't see us offering it as a service or anything. All right, let's get this soldered on. Lewis, you do online classes, but they are all too long. Oh, come on. Oh, nonsense. Nonsense, nonsense. Let's see. What do we have here for playlists? If you want edited, and I've playlisted this for a reason. Where is that playlist? Let's see. Scroll. Computer freezes because it's trying to stream. Scroll. Here we go. So this right here is 261 pre-edited videos, no live stream. 261 videos. 261 fucking videos right here. All of these are pre-edited, no live stream. They're directly to the point. I'm not distracted. I edit out me going to the bathroom and me grabbing other stuff or me grabbing other machines to work on or, you know, dealing with customers or whatever. 260 plus edited videos. This is one of those things that I get all the time where it's like you know, like this person does edited stuff. You should do edited stuff. And then I go over to the account of the person that did edited stuff and it's like they have 30 videos. And it's like, yeah, when that person hits like 100 or 200 or 300 or 400, they're not going to want to do that anymore. That's the thing. It gets old after a while. But yeah, every single issue that you could possibly imagine has been gone over in a pre-existing video. And they're all available, categorized, classified, titled, like, it's all there. It's all there. I would say, like the individual in the chat put it best, if the video is too long, then I would say if you want a shortcut, the best shortcut that you can get is to go to college. If you go to college, they will teach you, just take the MacBook board repair class on how to make money in this business in college. I guarantee you that will get you where you want to be much faster than listening to my rambling on and on. Now, that being said, let's extract a donor chip. Now, this chip does come with programming, so you cannot buy it new. And again, as always, good luck getting anybody to provide you with programming. Just copy your videos to your own pay site or use something like Lynda or Udemy. That's actually not a bad idea. I will have a pay site, and I'll charge $1,000 for the class, and that will be the paid online class. I genuinely wonder how that would work as a model. That's a good idea. Okay, our chip has been extracted. My tweezers are... Oh shit, I lost the orientation. Fuck. Oh fuck. Which way did the chip go? Was it this way? Whoops. Uh-oh. Ah, it's on the bottom of the board too. That's such bullshit. Okay, do I have another Retina board to look at? Yes, I do. And you're a different one. Fuck off. Ah, okay. This one? This is... Yes, okay. I got it. That's the right orientation. All right. I got it. Okay, time to solder. Did you see the new Supreme Court decision on reselling or rework? Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and I think that the judge's lack of understanding of technology and law may actually be helpful in this case. Because I don't think they were against you just refilling ink cartridges. I think they were against... Lexmark was against their software being hacked or fucked with so that the ink cartridge would then think it's not empty. So it's pretty interesting. Because I think that legislation will actually lead to a lot of DRM just getting, you know, GTFO'd. So that's going to sell a GTFO to a lot of DRM. And hey, I don't really have a problem with that. I don't think the judge particularly understood all of those concepts, but I don't care. I don't care. You're like, do I give a fuck about DRM? No. No way. Am I going to shed a tear for the DRMers? Absolutely not. Making software painful to use for the last 15 years. Yeah, no thanks. Okay, let's bring my jumper back around. Which, since the problem with my approach is since I cut it perfectly to length, it's not going to be long enough to make it back now. All right, great. Great job, you perfectionist schmuck. Great job, you perfectionist shit. You dumbass. And I have the wrong iron here. Great. Yeah, let's use a BCM2 to run a micro jumper. It's a great fucking example I'm setting for the younger viewers. Use a BCM2 to run your micro jumper. BCM2. What do you think of augmentation of human brain so people can learn faster? I'm not sure. I've been reading about how, 20 or 30 years from now we'll be able to identify, map, and then modify the embryos so that we can get, kids with 160 to 190 IQs. And it's kind of freaky, man. It's kind of creepy. Because, if they wanted to take over and kill everybody, where are you going to hide? All us regular idiots. We're fucked. DRMers can SMD for sure, says Nitrocaster, to which I completely agree. Okay, so now that this board is filled with some beautiful, beautiful semen, we've got all over here, all over here. Apparently somebody didn't pull out. And remember, always pull out. Or if you're kind of confused as to whether or not you should pull out, you probably should be wearing a condom. Just saying, just life advice here. So now we're going to clean off the desk a little bit, put a keyboard and a trackpad on there, and plug in my keyboard. All right. All right, trackpad in there, keyboard in there. So now we've got 3.3 volts at U4801, which is going to take the keyboard and the trackpad signal and turn it into a USB signal. And we have a proper USB controller chip there to replace the old one, which looked all sorts of burned and nasty. Now we're going to turn it on, and it's going to work, because if it doesn't, it is 8 o'clock. And as of now, I am on vacation. This is my vacation face. All right, so let's see if this works. We should make more videos on explaining components. All right, let's find those ones. Let's find those ones. All of you are just convincing me that I'm talking to a wall. Let's see, where's that? Where is that? That is... Okay, we gotta wait a while for this to boot up. Sure we don't. This has an SSD. It's gonna boot instantly. Here we go. Okay, this video series is me wearing the dipshit microphone, but still, if you want to learn about components, Introduction to basic electronics. What is AC and DC? What is ground? What is voltage? What is current? What is a resistor? What is impedance? What is a capacitor? What is a short circuit? What is an inductor? What is a transistor? What is a voltage divider? What is a buck converter? What are power rails? What are current sensing circuitries? What are pull-up resistors? How do you read a schematic? What does the underscore L mean? What does the enable and the entrip pin mean? And what makes them different in a circuit? All of this stuff is available for free. And all you need to do is click. Now, let's see if my keyboard and my trackpad work now that I've run my little jumper wire and also replaced the controller. So I'm going to wheel over my thing here. See you later, Jason. And... oh, turn the light off. You can't see shit. Turn the lights down. Oh, isn't that romantic? Is that not the most romantic thing you've ever seen? A green light. Look at that nice green light. So that's it. That is it. That is a fix. What, you want me to test the rest of the keys? Are you kidding me? I'm on vacation. It's 8:04. I'm done. What, I'm supposed to type and use the trackpad and see if the shift key works? What kind of shop do you think this is? Oh, man. What kind of shop do you think this is? Fan spin, no power solved. Caps lock, no keyboard solved. Apple logo on the iPhone, repair complete. Yeah, I'm done. Vacation, California, here I come. Let's see, what have I missed? You make videos and setting up a listening room. That would be... you should ask Ethan Weiner how to set up a listening room. Copy Linus Sebastian's style explaining components, then more people will get it. What is his style? When you are testing your work as you go, do you have a salvage test bench of sorts that you plug hardware into? Testing? Oh, you think we do testing? Yeah. No. In all seriousness, we'll use the original hardware, and a lot of the times that works. And if it doesn't, we have all these parts in bins here. So we have keyboards, trackpads, DC-in cables, I/O boards, SSD. You know, if we have all the stuff for like the last 5 to 10 years worth of machinery. Well, I shouldn't say 10 years. No, don't start sending the A1150s now. But we have a lot of stuff. Why do people want to come here so much? To California. I am in California, you're not missing much. To get punched in the face by Antifa. It's like, you know, you come home from France, you got an Eiffel Tower postcard. You go to Italy, you go see the Vatican, you get a, like, you know, a picture there. You go to California, you got to come back with like a black and blue from Antifa. They got to compliment the pink shirt. Okay. All right. It is time to get out of here because it is vacation. Writing this on an 820-3332 that I gave up on months ago because I couldn't figure out the U8900 problem for myself. Thanks for thinking for me, Louis Duke, whoever figured that shit out. That is what I like to see. This is what I like to see. Content that I uploaded actually being listened to. Every now and then, I really do think that I'm just talking into the little HAL 9000i of my Sony NEX-EA50. But apparently, on rare occasion, I'm talking to people who are actually listening and applying this to fix stuff, which is really cool. Because sometimes I do believe, on rare, on occasion, I'll go through this, I'll read my comments, and I'll go through this, and it will just seem like I wasted all of that shit. But it looks like I haven't. So that is it for today. And as always, I hope that you learned something. Ah.